to our program On Target. And you can pick up the telephone and give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175. We never have a subject matter. We speak about any subject matter, anything trending. And we on Facebook, RealFM 91.9, YouTube. You could look for On Target, RealFM, or Francis Pierre. Any one of them will get onto our program. And we always encourage you to share our program, subscribe to it, hit that button, let that program be your program. And this morning, while we await your call, the number is 442-0175. We want to, yes, caller, welcome.
Good day, sir.
Yes, go right ahead, caller.
Well, I say let me open back because...
That's important, you know. It's always important to open back. You never afraid the wicked.
I was told that NNP, members of the NNP was very arrogant people. But that was I used to hear from the NDC activists, but now I could see it was false because right now the activists of the NDC is very, very hostile. They get hasty. I want to know what's causing that. I made a statement 2 days ago on Target program stating about corruption by the present administration. One of them attacked me at my home and said, go back on the radio and tell Mr. Pierre areas where you feel the government is corrupted.
Well, that's a fair... Caller, that's a fair statement. Give me 10 things that you believe the government is corrupting.
So I told the activists, I say, I don't want to waste time and go to details, but if I have to do it, I could line it up. You could tell the nation in what areas.
Well, tell the nation some areas that you think they corrupt.
When I'm ready to tell him some of the areas, he get vexed and he walk out.
Well, tell us no. Caller, tell us no some of the areas.
Well, I was going to start it. I started in the GDP. I started about the GDP.
Yes, that is a fact. The NDC ministers are plundering GDP. That is an act of corruption. 1. Give me 2.
I told him the GDP members, the members sitting parliamentarian, this bank was not designed.
That is one caller.
Bank have the right to...
Caller, that is one. Give me a next one.
Right, corruption in well, I have them lined up. I didn't line them up presently now, but I have them. I tell him I could line them up for him if he wants them. But
all right, well, let me help you with some. The government is acting as agents in the CBI program. That is opening a cesspool of corruption. The government, it appears that the government pay a minister to demit cabinet. He said he get a glorious handshake. And we believe that is corruption. The government is associated in paying number 10, $160,000. The government received gifts up to over 30,000 US. And the government has not retired those gifts to the Integrity Commission. The government appointed Mr. Forrester as ambassador to the diaspora. Nothing is wrong with that. But it seems that Mr. Forrester is a fundraising agent for NDC. That is corruption. The government claimed that they wanted a professional people in the mission. But that is not true. The government is appointing hardline NDC members in the mission. The traveling that the government doing alone is an act of corruption. There is rumor around that one of the ministers run up a bill in excess of 40,000 US. That is an act of corruption. The minister have never been disciplined for selling a vehicle that somebody borrowed him. This government is the most corrupt government since 1967. And they're lying as if lying is a disease that have them infected. Color, you're right. This government is the most corrupt government. But you must have them on the tip of your tongue.
But I have them locked down, but I didn't go back. The time I go for my paper,
and that is just a joke. You mustn't have them in your paper, it must be in your tip of your tongue. Yes, Scholar, you're correct.
Yes.
Thank you.
Also, from Rose Hill, stating that a certain parliamentary representative is missing in action. Is missing, and the people start to say they're sorry they voted for a man who is missing in action. And right now the man starts to neglect the electorate, saying he don't sure he might continue to contest again if he live to see. I say, well, no, you don't have to ignore the people now. If he makes that decision, that's not the people's business, but the people support him with his lies. Treat them as they deserve right now until he's ready to know what he's doing. Yeah, you don't tell him he may not go up. That don't sound any good. Next thing he said he cannot speak to his leader. So there's a lot of things we don't know. The leader is a dictator in less than 2 years. First time I see a dictator leading a country in such a short space of time. To become a dictator. They used to talk about Pete Mitchell is dictator. Now we're saying who is dictator. So I totally agree with that. So they are very arrogant. That's sending a bad message. They get infected and quarreling when you're telling them the truth. So this is not a good signal. Anybody want to challenge that? I thank you, sir. Right.
Yes. You see, in the democratic process, government have to understand that people would always ask questions, particularly members of the NNP and personalities on radio, whether or not they pick up the NNP bat or not. They will ask questions, and the government must be prepared to give answers. This government has been hiding from day one. They're lying and they're hiding because they claim information would be on a need-to-know basis. That in itself is an act of deception. Because that is not what they gave, that is not what they campaign on. They say they will be more open, they will be more transparent. And now that they come in government, they're backtracking on that. So yes, this present NDC is the most corrupt group of NDC and is the most corrupt political entity post-1967. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good evening.
Yes, caller.
First time I ever I listen every day, and this is the first time I ever call your program.
Thank you very much. You have to speak a little louder or put the phone closer to your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every one of them run down the enemy and believe that best that ever happened to us. So listen, wrong him. He give a little program so the poor people.
The phone breaking up. I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
Keep the phone close to your mouth.
That is, we want to go in the shop and do little shopping around. When around other the poor people graduate with the program so they could help the family to send food.
Sorry, caller. Sorry, caller, you're breaking up.
I know, and I could about that. Dr. No.
Sorry, caller, you're breaking up. We catch your drift, but something perhaps wrong with we're not hearing you clearly. But the question the members of the National Democratic Congress have to understand, the level of criticism that was meted out against the previous government, and people seeing you now. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, you forget one, the nation builders inside the Ministry of MIT.
Yeah,
You
you have a lot more. They start their own NGO. That is a crime. Governments have no right to fool the people and trying to fool the international community by starting a group inside your party and saying it's an NGO.
Exactly, and that is the same thing. They blame NNP with faith organization and they stop them poor people from getting the money. Mr. Pierre, why they condemning NNP with that organization? They organize and funding that organization. So this is a part and an act of corruption.
Yes,
Right?
scholar.
Thank you very much.
And they started to fund the organization before the organization was legal. This is an act of corruption. This group of people is the most corrupt group that ever set foot in this country. What they have done in 2 years, all other government in the past has not done that. And some of the supporters, the main supporters, seems to want to hide. All of a sudden, they don't matter about corruption and accountability and transparency again. They forget about that. I consider the two most corrupt acts of the government. This is practically, yes, scholar, welcome.
It's a fair afternoon.
Yes, scholar.
It's a fair, I thought the Prime Minister said one of the reasons he paying the minister more money because when you have ministers working so hard and they're working for less, next to nothing, they go be corrupted. Mr. Pierre, look, more money are given to the ministers.
Call us some of the most corrupt people in the world are billionaires and rich people.
Exactly.
So this thing,
invade tax.
The Prime Minister have to be very corrupt himself to be making a statement.
Making a statement like that. So they get more money, Mr. Pierre. And now the corruption is more, you know. So more money again, more corruption again.
Yes, it will definitely be more.
Right? And from time this government came into office, Mr. Pierre, it has still a corruption taking place. When they went into the Grenada Development Bank, something that the last of the bank had no government, not even the family on board that could get loan. But government, the ministers didn't get in. While the ministers get in, the people that...
What the ministers are doing are ripping off the bank.
They're ripping off.
They plundering the bank. They're turning back the hand of the clock. That is a corrupt act.
That is corrupt
that
act.
Should be denounced by every established institution in the country, including the trade union.
Even the trade and the church come and condemn that because...
Leave the church out of this thing.
Oh, yeah. Even this money, the money
church have enough trouble for itself.
It's for the people, this poor man who want to invest in themselves, buy an engine for a boat, buy a boat, who want to open a small business and who invest in themselves. But the poor man don't get in. Because what the government did, they put the people in position.
They set up a sham board. The board that manage GDP is a sham board.
A sham board.
A rubber stamp.
The people who are supposed to get the money, they don't get in. Right? But those who supposed to get them are getting. Right? That's why the Prime Minister picking Martin Carrick and Grenada. Right? Because we're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre, I want to say to the Grenadian people, even those who vote for NDC, you see through them, you see this government, they was only lying to you and brabbling to get you to vote for them, to rip you up. Even you who vote for them, those who vote against them, to rip up the poor man and the poor lady. Look at that single parents that was working, they send them home. They don't get in. What are the government doing for these people? The government
All
don't care.
people have to recognize, scholar, that we have a democratic process
Exactly, do the right
and
thing.
they vote the
Yeah.
government in. And no matter what you say on radio here,
Yeah.
if people don't wise up, 5 or 10 years might pass again, and NDC say they will get a plane to go in Mars, and people vote them again.
My God.
So it's people that
But
have to change.
Yeah, you have to change that. And don't vote for a
Yeah.
man because man speaks
Yeah.
nice. But vote for the man that making your life better.
Yeah.
Right? You might think like look at the policies. Are the policies that the man like helping you? And somebody always seems to appear. If I have my brother, my brother, and we carry my brother, and he will not do nothing to help poor man, I don't vote for him because he's my brother. Because you have to vote for your children future. Right? The one
Well,
who
in a
better-
democratic process, people vote for different things.
different things. Yes,
And,
right? I
and
wouldn't
in
say.
Grenada here, the NDC is good for some people in the country.
Yeah,
The
that's
biggest challenge with NDC, they're not an inclusive
they're
government.
inclusive.
But it doesn't mean that some people not in donkey glory when NDC
Yeah.
come in power.
Yeah, but what Mr. Pierre, the thing again, them who don't in donkey glory, but some of them is the same set of people was telling the people that working in the company
But-
to vote for them.
Well, the
vote for
trick you
company.
is a
But when you
democracy.
vote for them now, they benefiting and you out of a job. So yes, I do believe Grenadians, yes, you may employ with a company. They could say what they want, but when you go in the poll, no man knows.
Call it one man, one vote.
Yeah.
People give the vote,
Ex-
and they have to have the vote. Yeah?
I understand. Later.
Yes. The number to call is 4420175. You see, some of the challenges that some people are having. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, mister. How
Yes,
you doing?
go right ahead.
Yeah, Please, now you go pay like, I need some guys to cut some trees for me. Pay $100 to cut 4 and 5 trees in the land. Who will pay $100 to cut 4 and 5 trees in the land? Eh? I just don't know what I'm talking about. You know? I'll just have that. You cannot pay my cousin $100 to cut down 4 and 5 trees in the land, in your property. Have a good evening.
Cultureman, why don't you ask a question and say something? Because we don't understand what you're saying. If you want to say something, think it out and call back. You're asking who will pay somebody to cut down 4 or 5 trees in the land $100. I mean, I don't understand the question, you ask. If you're saying something, say it. So think back and ask the question again. Because we don't run away from questions on this program. Yes, callers.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, go right ahead.
And how are you?
Great, man.
Okay. This is the first time I ever call a radio station.
Well, thank you and welcome.
I say Grenadian doesn't remember the history. And I say they had the best government and then they throw it away. But how? How come? Dr. Keith Mitchell used to give a little fortnight for the poor people. Because it's with the poor people who are used to spend money. Around Easter time, he give a little fortnight. Around August time, he give a little fortnight. Around Christmas time, he give, and listen what Dr. Kitty used to say. He say, young men, I know all you have all your job. He say, get up, go early, and do what you have to do. Miss Pierre, she is a very good person. Miss Yoram Ben Hasford, she put light in Union. Look at even Progress Park don't even have light yet. And she put light in Union. So even though it's 12, 1 o'clock, you could stay over there and play your little game. I remember he had this this woman, maybe around Ladiga, Postal, or wherever. She lost her house in 2017. And Miss Pierre come very early the morning. She dropped mattress. She dropped food stuff for this family. Yes, and she do she best. And you know what? The very good thing she do again. The daughter, the mother lost her house, and she go up in the daughter house. You know what she do? She added 2-bedroom for the family, because that was a family. I was around 10 of them, and she added a little room there for them. Come on, Grenadian! Come on, Grenadian! Stop running down the previous government. Don't do that. This man was a good man. And a good man. He's a blessed man. Stop it. Hey, yes. And I admire this minister and them. And at night, to tell you, when I hear Miss Yolam Bain Hasford was the first person that lost her seat as a Grenadian, is very, 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 very wicked. Open your eyes and watch what's going on. Watch what's going on. Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar. You see, when the NNP had this policy, a lot of members, senior members of the NDC, was calling these program handouts. They say that the government giving people money and making them lazy. They call the people that was getting this assistance greedy and needy, classless and beggy people. So the NDC was planning to plant, I don't know if it's called whatever by the road. The same road work where people are given to clear the road. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Yes, I would like to address the issue with the vaccine that was given for COVID. Now, there was a lot of propaganda during them times, and people that was against the vaccine, there was also the name they were called, and they were treated as though they don't know what they was talking about. What I would like for every Grenadian, everybody who hearing your station now to do, go and do some research. There is one named Dr. John Campbell. He released a video with an interview with a gentleman some hours ago, and it is very interesting as to what that vaccine contains. Right? It wasn't a real vaccine that was given people, but it was GMO organism. It was genetically modified organism they were pumping in people's body. And that is killing a lot of people. There are lots of side effects. But mainstream media, they are not bringing the information. So people need to do a little research. Dr. Campbell is a very reputable individual, highly qualified, and is a British individual. So people need to go and do their research and see what's happening. See why there is so much death now. And there is all over the Western world, every country will take that vaccine. But there is a silence about it. And people need to educate themselves and get wise up. Another issue I would like to address is that there is a gentleman that was asking who is a Jew. A Jew is a descendant of Judah. Also, everyone who is converted or joined themselves to Jehovah, who is the God of the Hebrews, they are Jews. So have a good day.
Yes, caller. Caller, small countries like Grenada, we don't have the lab or the reputable foundation to determine which medication good or not. So we depend on the World Health Organization, the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, CAFA, and our medical doctors here. And if all these organizations say good, then the government have a right to promote it. I took 3 shots of the vaccine. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, man.
I heard you telling a caller a while ago about he must think before he come and make comments. But when somebody don't have the ability to think for themselves, you can't tell them to think. This last caller there talking about the vaccine. Pierre should have stopped him since he started his garbage
No caller,
because
we don't want to do that.
no, you have to stop him
No
because
caller, we want to hear what
the
people say.
conspiracy theory, you don't promote it, so you cut them off.
No caller, we can't do that.
That's how I look at it.
No, we have to show. The caller may be right, but the government of Grenada have to depend on a reputable organization. They can't just take information from any and anybody. The government will look as a joke. So the government have to depend on their own doctors here. It's the medical doctors here that making recommendation to the Minister of Health. You know. And then the medical doctors are guided by the Pan American Health Organization, the World Health Organization, and CAFA. I think CAFA represents the Caribbean thing. So when the politician says something, the politician quote these individuals. You see a lot of recommendation on Facebook about what bush to drink. You notice medical doctors not taking no part in that. They say if you drink that bush, you go cure health, that bush, you go cure AIDS, that bush. One among the bush on radio. Nobody not telling you it don't good, you know. But no medical doctors advising you to drink it. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, great man, good.
Yes, you trigger me twice in a week, and not a big
I'm
thing,
glad
right?
happy.
Listen, I agree with the last caller about you stopping the gentleman before. I'll tell you why. Whatever is going out to the public is, that's being broadcast to the public is information, is education, is entertainment. And information has to be treated in a right way. Yes, it's an opinion show. People get to opine on politics and all of that. Basically, when it comes to medicine and people's character and all that kind of thing, no. Those things cannot go out. This John Campbell thing has been peddled on YouTube since COVID was going on. I mean, the amount of, and Dr. Campbell does not have any sort of, he cannot highlight anything that he has, any research he has done, anything. It's just a whole lot of things, and it's just going on YouTube and filling up people's WhatsApp and all of that kind of thing. It is dangerous information. I heard the same thing on a program yesterday morning, and the individual was not stopped. I think part of the responsibility and the remit of people on air is to at least ask the caller, where did you get your information? Ask leading questions that will take us to the point where we're thinking. But you see, that kind of thing is dangerous. About 3 or 4 or 5 people here that day now that take the vaccine, their state of mind has changed. Yeah. So that's the kind of thing you have to manage. These are very, very, very dangerous things to be peddling on air. And I agree that he should have been stopped.
You see, the challenge
it's
is...
It's not in the public good.
Yeah, you see...
It's not in the public good or interest.
Yeah,
it's not.
The challenge is you stop him, and then they say, well, you see, they're trying to stop him from speaking. But
no.
Our people...
What I'm saying, you don't have to, so if you don't want to... so if it was me, I'll tell you what to do.
Yeah.
But if it was I on air, I would ask leading questions of him. From the time he started, he would have had to cite source for me. He'd have had to give me specific information. He'd have to, all this thing he's talking about research, he's not researching anything.
No.
Research is deep work. When you're getting things in your WhatsApp and you're going on YouTube, that's not research.
No.
Research is a science. There are steps to it. So yes, he saw it. It fits his narrative because it fits a lot of people's narrative, right? I'm no proponent of the vaccine or anything like that. I took the vaccine, yes, because we all needed to at the time. We had to be responsible, right? But I know people who have not taken it, even in my own home. I'm not against that, okay? It was the thing. But you see all that kind of thing where people running out now and all of that. Cancer killing us. It's in our food, the air, it's everywhere. But we come on now with vaccine this and vaccine that. And who made vaccine? If the thing did what it did, we had the research, the world, as you rightfully said a while ago, all the organizations who had to vet it and so on, they did so. And our governments across the world did the responsible thing to take care of our people. So to run out here now and saying how many people dying and making all these slanderous statements is crazy.
Yeah.
And saying they're not even saying he can't even cite a source.
No.
CNN, cite a source. BBC, cite a source. Al Jazeera, cite a source. ABC News, cite a source. GBN News. One who where is it? YouTube. No. This is madness. We can't allow this. This would create a lot of discomfort for people. And we cannot, as much as we have free speech, we cannot condone reckless speech. And we're too reckless in our speech, from top to bottom. Ministers on Facebook, people conducting programs on air. I mean, even broadcasters who are trained properly gone crazy now. We have to pull this thing back. It's too wild. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, caller.
You're welcome.
Yes. Our people have to understand that our ministers of health take medical advice from doctors. You may have the ministers of health, you have the doctor, you have CAFA, you have PAHO, you have the World Health Organization. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, I know that you is an intelligent individual and you do the research. I am giving you an answer. Go and do your research for yourself. As I said, go and do your research and you would see. And this is my challenge. There are some people in this country, and that's the reason why Grenada is in the state it is, and the educational system is in such bad condition, because we have some people in this country, they are so ignorant that they don't even know that you cannot rely on mainstream media for information.
Caller.
All right, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
You see, that is the defense people come up. People say you can rely on mainstream media. Who they consider as mainstream media? Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Pierre, I applaud the caller before the last one. Too many times, people go on YouTube and they take what is being portrayed on YouTube as the gospel truth. The caller before the last one couldn't have said it better.
Yes,
and I applaud her for that.
Yeah.
Because where was the doctor when the vaccine came into being? Why didn't he come out and say this is it and this is it and this is it? Where was he? Where was he? But no. What is he? A professional doctor to come forward and say, well, okay, this is it. Why he posting it on YouTube? Because why? We love YouTube. Everything for us is YouTube. We eat, we drink, we sleep, we wake is on YouTube. And YouTube is killing us more than anything else. Good evening, Mr. Pierre.
Yes. I say a lot of education have to go. This is why when this thing was going on, I was really calling out our medical doctors and professionals to express their views and opinion. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Concerning, I just reached out listening, right? Concerning the vaccine. Somebody told me that the vaccine was designed to cut out some of the population that we have, out population. And I asked the question: the fact that the virus was killing hundreds of thousands. In fact, we had to get refrigerated trucks to contain the bodies that the virus was killing. Why do you need a vaccine that will kill less people if you really want to kill people? This is why I ask. If you really want to kill people, and the virus was killing so much more than what the vaccine is doing, why do you need a vaccine to kill people? This is nonsense. So I said, okay, fine. You did not take the vaccine, So which means that presently now you have eternal life. You will not die. You have eternal life. And this is how I got the person to stop harassing me with the vaccine, non-vaccine. My parents, over 90, they took the vaccine and they're working harder than me. They're over 90, which tells me that if the vaccine was doing it, it should have done them because they're over 90 and nothing is wrong with them. In fact, my father is working harder than me. In the land right now, he's in the land cutlassing, right? So there is nothing wrong with the vaccine. What really happened was during the outbreak of the virus, when the government was catering to have as much people vaccinated, there was a on to sabotage the government project as to having people vaccinated. So they were out there saying, no, don't vaccinate, because they were trying to sabotage the program that the government was doing. This is what is happening. And we know who were doing that. They were trying to sabotage the effort to have people vaccinated. Okay?
Right.
There's nothing wrong with the vaccine. I've had it. I mean, I'm not too well, but my parents, they're weller than me. I must say, they're weller than me.
Yeah.
Okay? There's nothing wrong with the vaccine.
Okay.
So I think there's no effort now to sabotage anything like the to hinder the vaccine. So we're not going down that route. They went down that route. We're not going down that route. People should take the vaccine. There's nothing wrong with it. Thank you, sir.
The number to call is 4420175. And we have to constantly educate our people. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, my brother. Mr. Pierre.
Hi.
I listened to some news yesterday, and I believe it is real good news. I want to tell Coachman, when any people, just tell them, just read the fact report. The fact report. Mr. Pierre, this country...
You call Coachman and tell him that?
But I tell you,
Okay.
listen.
All right.
Listen to me. I get a report from fact yesterday, and they're one of the best reports I ever listened to. The only bad part of the report is that the agricultural produce is dropped by, I believe, 5 or 6%. All the rest I do is really good news for the leader. And I want people to tell the people that the debt to GDP ratio is far from 79% of GDP to 74%. Mr. Pierre, that is good news for Grenadians. Them no blind person, they don't see that. Mr. Pierre, the surplus in government, the tourism rose by 13% over the past year. Still over by 12%. Regular visitors by 21%. Mr. Pierre, that is real good news. Mr. Pierre, I listened to that report, and I could have never believed that the unemployment amongst youth, Mr. Pierre, it dropped from 39% to 24%. Mr. Pierre, the unemployment rate overall, Mr. Pierre, it dropped from 11% to 10.6%, Mr. Pierre. You talk about unemployment? That is one of the best news I ever hear in this country. Mr. Pierre, listen to the people of listen to this government. That will be one of the best governments we have passing here. Them blind people will say it ain't good, but listen to them, let us say it ain't good. That is what stands. The IMF come back yesterday then, and they'll go give the report. I want to hear what them blind people will say. Mr. Pierre, the fiscal lady, she did on a session, and she all what she said, she can't do nothing. The fiscal lady is all about open and wardrobe out. Mr. Pierre, we're talking about this report you had there. And the caller, the announcer caller, she was right. based on what I've seen on the internet, that is crap. The whole world approved the vaccine. The whole world approved the vaccine and they take it. And nothing people. When you tend to get you go there, the guys are what? You take vaccine and you don't take vaccine, you're dead. I took 2 shots of the vaccine. And to me, I better have today than when I was around the time of the vaccination thing. I'm glad to take it. So, according to the people of this country, don't let nobody make them get further for what they do. You have to stand by a conviction. I will stand by my conviction. And I call you on the NDC people. When you hear them NDC people tell you that, just say, read the fact report. Read the fact report. That is gospel. That is the Bible I give you that today. So you have a good day.
Thank you, caller. The number to call is 442-0175, and you could call and always punch. You know, it's always good to identify with reputable organizations. A government have to identify with reputable organizations. And if you reputable organizations, a government Yes, caller. Welcome, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, good afternoon.
All right. Listen what I'm trying to say. I usually listen to your program. Listening people saying that they doesn't want kick me chair, who saying they want him, whatever. But we have to learn by example. Our parents, most of them taught us to let experience be the greatest teacher. Now, my thing is, I want to believe that, and I have the belief that many people might not agree with me, but they have to agree to disagree and disagree to agree. Now, I think the ditch that we are in now in the country, Dr. Mitchell should be given the opportunity to come back in government. He should be able to run government again. He's not an old man compared to Donald Trump and Biden. He is a young and vibrant man. Even though he have age, but some of the young men, he's looking much better than the young men. So I think what he should do, come back, run, and put us in a better position. Then the leadership of his party could be brought down. And I am looking, and I hope the ladies that are listening, we need right now, we could change the leadership or the prime minister of our country and bring it to a lady, because I find the men creating too much a problem. They making so much confusion. So after Dr. Mitchell put us back on foot, we could give a lady a chance to be the Prime Minister of Grenada. Thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Caller, you believe in it? Yes, yes, caller. Thank you. Thank you. Number to call. You have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good evening.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, I just want to make a comment here.
All right,
Mr. Pierre, when COVID was killing people talk about COVID. They should get vaccine for COVID. They get vaccine for COVID. No people saying the vaccine killing. Now let me say that. I'm not a doctor. And the people who posting up these things about vaccine killing, every day something kills somebody, whether is COVID, whether is diabetes, any infirmity killing people. So we have to take preventive measures, whether we die or we don't die. But if it's recommended and it's okay, I don't see nobody should come and talk about what should be and what shouldn't be. They should hold their opinion to themselves and keep it and do what they think is best to themselves. Don't put people in disarray. Put people's mind in disarray. Keep your comment. And secondly, Mr. Pierre, I just want to say something about the Prime Minister and his visit to Cuba. People talking about they appreciate the visit. But you go in Cuba, you present a plaque. Cuba is suffering. People in Cuba is suffering. You present a plaque. That don't help the food system or the economic system in Cuba in no way. Again, some Haitian came to Grenada. You deport them, but you're talking about the plight of the Haitian people in seminars and in visit to other places. That is hypocrisy, total hypocrisy as a political leader. You don't do those things. Rescue the people, the few that came here. Give them, put them some way. Then you could go on the radio and say, yes, we have the plight of the Haitian people at heart. And you're not doing nothing about it. You're not showing no example. These are not good examples for Grenadian and the young people in our country. I think they need to do better, and I think they need to set very good example, which I don't think they have examples, and they are of no use to the Grenadian people. Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, the number to call is 442-0175. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. And you know we speak on any topic. We fear no subject matter. Give us a call and express yourself. And yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I am saying no, I watch Miss Yola and Ben Joseph, and she put up billboard from Hartford Village to right up in Munich. So if you foreigner now, you know definitely where you are going to. I watch Miss Emily Pierre, and I watch all the things what she do around August time, Christmas time. Well, let me talk about August. From the 1 old baby, them get a little gift from 1 month old to 18 years, and they get a little exercise, they get a little thing, and them, the parent and them, yeah, they're happy. Yeah, they're happy to get back to go to school. So why running them down? You can't do that. Why running them down? These people are them do good things. And no. Dr. Kit Mitchell, when he gives the little fortnight to the word, he say, young man, he said, get up, go all in, do all your little thing. And then I will go back and do all the, you know. So why Grenadians so hypocrite? They hypocrite.
Thank you, caller. Number to call is 442-0175. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Well, everybody kind of vaccine this and vaccine that and vaccine the other. When you sick, why are you in the hospital for? Why are you in the doctor for? Not the vaccine they will give you. The same vaccine. When you're sick, stay home and die. Kind vaccine and good and vaccine the other. They're running. They hire in plane and fly. They hire in boat and fly to go to a doctor. To go for medication. The same vaccine they're going for. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, yes, my brother. We have to constantly, you see, and that's the beauty of exchanging ideas and discussion on these issues. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller.
Mr. Pierre,
yes, ma'am.
I want to make a point.
Go right ahead.
Now, I was just speaking to an activist of the NDC. I asked them to name 5 good things this administration has
the radio
done
in the back giving us a
in
feedback.
the first 2 years. Give me about 5 things they have done. And the gentleman started by saying, with Nawasa, they pass a bill where if the land not yours, you might be able to get water connection. And this is a bill. I say that's one. It was fumbling to say the rest, but
they pay the pension. They normally say that, whatever that means. You know, that is true. They give the teachers the money that they did not work for, that the court said they didn't have to get. That is true. They paint up the whole place they spend 2.5 million on 22.5 million on Independence 5. They take all the money from GDB Bank 6.
So he was not fluent to name the 5 things, but you mentioned it. But
I
I'm
help
saying,
him.
I was told that I was a man. And I was ashamed to see the disconnection list. So I said, what happened? You know what he said? This is why I believe your program when you said this government don't love poor people. Because some of the poor people said that on the disconnection list, Dr. Mitchell had a program in place to help them. When they have high bill for now, I used to go to him and they used to help them. And now that he's not, this government says this is handout, they cut it off right away.
Well, they say
So
that
the poor
was
people who
handout.
used to get up.
They say they're making them lazy and they give them handout and they say let them starve. So what you expect from NDC? They take out money from the elderly color. They take out money from disadvantaged children and it resulted in some of them dropping up from National College. That is the NDC.
The policy. I want to say to the gentleman called a while ago, what is good to give the country good name and to hear from the people on the ground how they feel. Which one more important? Which one more important to say the government do this and government is doing well and is to hear from the people on the ground is a big difference. Which one more important? Is to hear from the ordinary man on the ground.
But the ordinary, you see, caller, the mistake we're making. Tobias Clement tell you, NDC is not an inclusive government. So NDC does not really seek the interests of the people in the lower income group. So yes, you might get a little thing from them, but you're not the focus. And that is the thing people have to understand. You're not supposed to surprise at NDC. You could be slightly disappointed. Their interest is not this group of people. They only use them because they have to get numbers to vote.
The local man is crying, they're not happy, things is worse up, things is not better than before. All where you go in every corner, some people afraid to talk loud, some talking in secret, some things like when they used to say, a counter, when you if you're a counter, they go lock up. Some people afraid to talk because they little job, they want a job and they pray to speak. That never happened under a democratic government in the history of this country. So this is a dangerous trend this country is taking because of victimization. You have, as you say, you have a ministry of mischief,
political mischief,
77 million.
Restorative justice.
So things is not better off. I want to let this gentleman know that in spite of his saying the government doing well, with this other one not doing it.
All right, caller, thank you. The number to call is 4420175. Yes, caller. Caller, you have to cut off the whatever gadget you're using. You have to cut it off. Right. Give us a call. Yes.
Hello?
Welcome, caller.
Yes. Good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Pierre, I want to find out, I don't know if any of your callers could respond to you. What is the status of the Snell Hall Medical Station? Is it open to the public? Because I know that people from Montreach and areas around there has to pay transport to either go to Sotes at the medical, at the Sotes Health Complex or at Hermitage. So I would like...
Somebody got to give us a call and tell us that.
And then, Mr. Pierre, I know in Sir Eric Matthew Gary days, there were no level of victimization. What if Sir Eric may have certain them, he call you and maybe he transfer you to Carrico, So that's my 2 cents.
Yes, caller. Somebody must work in Carrico. I have worked in Carrico on many occasions. What you find, a number of Grenadians did not want to go and work in Carrico. And sometimes they have to send people in Carrico against their will. And if that person felt that they were sent because they were not supporting the government, they would have cried victimization. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes.
I fully support Ms. Brenda Baptiste. Everything she says is right. I will not accommodate this conversation. Ms. Baptiste, she is right. Brenda Baptiste, you are right in what you're saying. Mr. Pierre,
Yes.
all I ask you people to do, sir, all I ask them NNP people to do, read the report. Read the fact report.
Caller.
Read the fact report.
Caller. Caller.
Yes.
Caller.
Yes, Mr. Pierre.
I've said to you 1,000 times. One of the problems that I have with NDC, they're not an inclusive government. So what NDC doing, a lot of people in Grenada is happy. They're comfortable with it. But the majority of people in Grenada feel it is not in their interest. It's not that NDC is not, their policy is not conducive and pleasing to some people. The companies and the people who get tax break, they like NDC. The ministers and those others who traveling as if they are bus drivers and pilot, they like NDC. Those people on boards, they like NDC. Those people that get contract, they like NDC. Those people that are affected by the increase in salary would like NDC. And they're going to compliment them. And nothing is wrong with that. But the people in the lower socioeconomic bracket, they're catching the hell under NDC. And you have to accept that. It's not everybody that is complaining. Some people say NDC is the best government. Because every time NDC come in power, they benefit. But caller, the people that was benefiting from the 2-3 fortnight work on the road, they don't happy. The workers from Granby Estate that lost their job, the women from Carriacou that were fired, they're not happy. The medical station in St. Patrick's that they cut down the hours on, they're not happy. So the NDC told lies to a certain sector of people to lure them to vote for them. And it does that every time. And that's why I say a people deserve the government they have. It's not first time NDC tricked the NNP, the Imani programs. It's not the first time. The workers on contract, they tricked them. They told them they're going to make them permanent. When? As soon as, with the stroke of a pen, they lied to these people. So yes, Mr. Forrester in Donkey Glory, he left the political party because I think he wanted I can't remember how you call this, passport or whatever. He got it. He's an ambassador now for Grenada in the diaspora. He like NDC. The people who get number 10 get $160,000. Number 10 like NDC. Ron get a gracious handshake. He like NDC. But what's about Sholian? You see, caller? So some people, because of the fact that the National Democratic Congress is not an inclusive government, every time they come in power, the people who get the shitty end of the stick is the people in the lower income group. Not even the union care about them. And we thank you for being with us today, and we want to applaud all the callers who called and those who called for the first time. We highly appreciate you. And those who listen to us in all the creek and corner in Grenada, from Congo Tongue to Congo to Capo Hole to Blaise and Saint John, thank you very much.